Good morning, everybody. Welcome to class. In today's class, we are going to learn about using cosmetics templates. There are several different varieties that you can purchase. You can also print them off of the web. You can do it on regular paper. Some of them you can get on like an eraser, dry erase board, which is nice for just reusing them. And also we're going to talk about using pre-made styles that tell you step by step how to create specific looks. So for this class, we're just going to use this one as an example. The style be vintage. If you want to, your client wants to create a particular vintage look. And we will be also giving you some templates at the end of class, so you can go home and practice with them. And we will be using our Color Nymph set for today's class, which comes with an entire range of blushers and eye colors, as well as the foam brushes, blush brushes, liners, lip glosses, and everything, well, almost everything. And then we'll supplement it with our extra brushes over here. And if you got your kit ahead of time, you will have these as well. So all these various sizes and shapes of brushes. And we have a mascara. This is a Pop Feel mascara. We're not opening this one today because, as you know, this is just paper and we can't exactly put mascara on the paper. So you can also buy 3D models to practice makeup on, which is, of course, more realistic. But that is in the advanced class. So next semester, you will be taking some advanced classes and you will get to use the 3D cosmetics models. It's really fun. We do have it's nice to have a spare mascara brush. Sometimes the brush that comes with your mascara becomes clogged or broken, and you can use spares. It's also nice to do the eyebrows. I think this is actually an eyebrow brush, but it can be used either way. An additional fine liner. This can be used for an eyeliner, very thin line, also for the brows. This is a black, and the one that comes in the kit is a brown, and it's a little softer. So the softer ones generally are nicer for liners and for eyeliners. They're not quite as harsh on the skin as the sharp ones. These are a little bit harder. And then we have a couple of other lip products to complement the ones that come in the kit. And the kit comes with a sort of a baby pink and a peachy pink color, which match their blushers here. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Okay. But depending on what design we choose, we may want a darker lip. So we have a sort of a plum, bronze plum, I would say. This one is called Extra Spicy. You can't tell much from the color names. And then we have this, which is a matte foam brush lip. It's a lip stain. It comes in a wide variety of colors, and this is it's also sort of in the plum family, more like a raspberry, dark raspberry. And what is the name of this one? Tiramisu. So that gives you a little more of an idea that it has some browns in it. Tiramisu, of course, is chocolate, dark chocolate. This is more has a pinkish red hue, but they happen to name them something. And then we did bring along, just for fun, we have our liquid liner, so we can experiment with that. We brought along some nail enamels, just in case we want to try to pick a nail. It's nice to coordinate, especially if you have a client and they want to go for a complete look. You can offer to coordinate not just their eye makeup, their face makeup, their lip color, their nail color, hair accessories. Sometimes they want the whole shebang. So we have a classic red, a sort of a very bright pink, almost a hot pink. And these are more muted. We really like the Zoya brand in this studio. This is more of a subtle orangey pink. Then we've got a little bit of a, I don't know what you would call that, sort of a pale mauve. Actually, that's what I have on. I have a mixture because for first coat I put a light undercoat, and then I do a top coat of a different color. I don't know why, I just like that layered look, but that's what I have today, is the layered look. So let's get started. Are there any questions so far? Yes, this class runs an hour, but what we usually do is have a lecture part for about 30 minutes, lecture and demonstration. And then we have self-work, so you can spend the last part of it. We'll give you some sheets. If you have your kits that you brought today, you can do the makeup practicing, or we have extras if you didn't bring one today. We have ones that you can use for today. So, yes, thank you for asking. So, does anybody want to get any refreshments before we start? We do have some tea and coffee in the back of the room, and some snacks, some little breakfast muffins, and some fruit. I think it's strawberries and grapes today. Okay. Yes, you can go up yourself and then just join us. That's no problem. All right, so now there's two types of charts that we have to show you today. This one is by the Petite and Pretty of Beverly Hills. It's nice because it has a lot of space on the lid, a nice wide lip area, so you can really practice with your lipsticks and your glosses and stains, etc. And it does have a pale eyebrow, so you can practice also with your eyebrows. Now, on these papers, we don't do foundation because it just doesn't work very well. Once you get to the wipe-off sheets, you can do the whole thing with the foundation. Yes. And then there's another, let's see, another brand. This is the Vogue Makeup Chart. This one is nice because it has a much more thorough list. that you might potentially use. And the nice thing about this is if when you do work with the client, once you find a look that they like, you can fill this out for them. They can take it home and they can recreate the look at home. And also you can have a copy in your own files so you can recreate the look whenever you need to. And this one has a bit of a darker brow. So it's not too much. Most people don't have too much lighter brows in this, but you might want a lighter brow. So in that case, you would use the other one. It doesn't have quite as much space above the lid. And it looks like she's got false eyelashes on. So it's just different. And there are a lot more of these. This is just 2 that we picked as a sampling. And you'll find the ones that you like. You can even, this one has, you can see the ears. So like if you wanted to show a client a full look, you could have a little earring sticker. We have little stickers. You could show them with different kinds of earrings, a little look as well. But just to go over all the different potential categories. Now I know you have other makeup classes and you've taken, I think this is one of the intro classes, so you might not know all of these terms yet, but you will be learning them throughout the course. So for the face, just go over them. We're not going to use all of these today. This is just to, help your awareness of these things, and you'll learn more about them in the future. So we've got your cleanser, hydrating, your corrector, concealer, foundation, powder, bronzer, blush, and highlight. Obviously, you're not going to use all of these on every client every time. Again, it's good to know. Lips. You've got your liner. We don't have any liners here today, but they're not used for a lot of looks. Just certain looks you want the liner. Got the lip color and the finish, which is maybe like if you wanted a high shine or a particular matte or a highlight, there's different finishers. Excuse me. Then we come to the eyes. We've got the primer, the eyeshadow base, the eyelid, the crease, which of course is there, the transition color, which is between the lid and the underbrow, the brows themselves, the eyeliner, of course up and lower. Some only use the up. Many use upper and lower. Mascara and the finisher. I actually have mascara sealers, I guess you would call them. I have not used those too much, but supposedly they help keep the mascara from running and give it a nice solid look and help keep the lashes separated and such. Then that says look, day or night, so you can say this is a day look, a night look, and then it allows you to write your name and the date. And if you had a particular client or a theme, like you could write that in here. There's a little area for extra notes, like you might say, you might have the client's name, and might say, a wedding look, or they're going to a cocktail party, or they were giving a professional lecture and they wanted a professional day look. You can just write your notes there too. The other one is much more basic in terms of that. It just says face, cheek, eyes, and lips. So usually you can just write the basics here, or we also recommend. You can always use the back for further notes for each category. So if you had a client that came in and wanted a vintage look, for instance, you can show them the book, or we've got lots of different books, and once you have your own studio, your own shop, or you work in another shop, they will have a lot of materials like this, books, magazines. They're also, if you haven't taken you probably haven't taken the business module yet. That's a little farther down the road, but there you will learn about having your own consultation business, because you don't always need a studio. It's more becoming more popular to be a traveling consult. It's convenient for the customer because you can go to their home. They've got all their cosmetics there. You can use those as well as the ones you bring. Costless, you don't have to pay for a studio. Or, a beauty shop, chair, anything like that. So that's just an idea down the road. So this is a cool book because it talks a little bit about the different tools at the beginning. And then it has the different looks. The 20s. So like they're using Clairbow as an example. And then how to create the look. So I haven't picked one for us today. If you guys want to shout out, if you see one you like and you want to try. And then there's the 30s, Marlene Dietrich. But her lashes are amazing. And creating the look. The 40s, Rita Hayworth. She's beautiful. Creating the look that requires 2 pages. And we've got the gorgeous Marilyn Monroe. That requires 5 pages. I don't know if that's not the most effective. Audrey Hepburn, the 60s. I like that look. There's Natalie Portman, so cute. She could play Audrey Hepburn in a movie, especially because she's got the hair right there. She's so pretty. Carrie Mulligan. Twiggy. Twiggy's all about the eyelashes. That's cute. If you're ever going to a 60s party, perfect look right here. Farrah Fawcett, the 70s. Of course, that's Kate Hudson. The 80s. Getting a little wild here, a little rock and roll. Look at that eye makeup. It's pretty crazy. 1980s look. Now sometimes the client will say, yeah, I want to look like Madonna. Or, you know, I want to look like Marilyn Monroe. So you have to remember that, you know, just ease and gently that they're not going to totally transform and look like that person. There's a suggestion of that person. And then they have a few little extra tips on like doing false eyelashes, how to do eyebrows, etc. So it's a very even thing on manicures, which is nice. It's a very cool little book, and once you get going in your business or your job, and you start collecting a little library, this is a fun book to have. So let us pick. What should we do today? It is a little difficult to get achieve the full look on paper. I will tell you that right now. So it's just an idea. I kind of like one of those early ones. Which one was it? I kind of like the 20s because it's very dramatic. They've got those big eyes. You see them even in like silent movies. You see those. I don't know. It's a dramatic, kind of romantic look. So what do you say we try for a 20s look? All right. So let's see, how am I going to do this? We just moved into our new studio, so bear with me. I haven't got all the details worked out. Okay. I think that'll work. That'll work. Okay. Probably should put something behind it. I've got a magazine over here. That should help. 2 magazines. Okay, that should work a little bit better. Oh, and we also have a color wheel. You will have that at your station and in your kit, if you brought your kit, which is just kind of fun to play with when you're looking at, especially when you're looking at blushers, eyeshadows, things like that, even hair color, which we won't get into. Of course, hair is a whole other set of courses, which you will be getting next semester. All right, so all right, to start with a soft black or gray eye pencil, line your eyes all the way around and smudge and soften the edges. You can also line the inside of the lower lid. Now, you have to be very careful with the inside of the lower lid. We do not recommend it unless you're very, very professional and experienced, because it's very easy to get irritation on the eye, and we want to avoid that at all costs. So we're going to avoid that. All right, so we will use our black. This says very soft, but the black one I have is not that soft. The brown one is soft. Maybe I should use the brown one because of it's softer. So let's see, all the way around. We're going to go around her lid like so. And as more practice you get, your hand will get steadier. We will have some techniques for a steady hand. Don't go all the way into the corners, almost to the corners. Okay. That's for the top, and then the bottom it says, let's see, all the way around, smudge and soften the edges. So I think, all right, we'll do the bottom as well. Are you guys enjoying the semester so far? Oh, that's great. Yeah, have you gotten to explore around the school? There's a lot of nice places to go to lunch, go to have a coffee during your breaks. Okay. Yeah, we actually have a list of nearby coffee shops and cafes and such. Now it says to smudge, and the best way to smudge I like is the little foam brushes. There are lots of different ways to smudgers. You can get a little tool just for smudging, but I like to use multi-purpose tools. So this can be used for smudging as well as for eyeshadow. Okay. So there we've got her eyeliner. Okay. All right. So how have I done so far? Next step. Take your eyeshadow brush, coat it with your charcoal eyeshadow. Begin sparingly in small circular movements. Start at the outer edge of the lid and gradually blend towards the inner corner. Okay. So this is with an eyeshadow brush, which we will use, I think, this one. And we want a charcoal. Here's a charcoal. Okay. Coat it. It says dab off any excess on the back of your hand. They're very detailed, aren't they? Dab off excess on the back of your hand. Okay. Start at the outer edge, gradually blend. Small circular movements. Okay. So we're just doing small circular movements. Which is just going around what you've already done, the underliner. And now do the underneath. I think I put a little too much powder on there. I didn't dab off the excess. See, I didn't listen to my own directions. All right. This is a little bit light. It says charcoal. This is more like a pewter, I guess. Okay, that's better. All right. Don't forget to clean your brushes, by the way. You can just have a tissue handy. You can do a more thorough cleaning later, but while you're working, at least brush off with the tissue is what we recommend. Okay. So, excuse me. Now, I think I didn't do it. So I didn't quite follow the picture, because in the picture the shadow, it goes actually up into that crease. I just did it around the lid. All right, so I'm going to I think I want to get a darker color because that silver is just not quite the right look. So I'm going to go with this, it's really like a navy, almost a navy charcoal. Okay, try that. And we'll go into the crease, which is right there. It's still kind of light. I don't have a really dark color on this palette. Tisk, tisk. Sorry. You'll learn how to compromise. That's one thing. Like sometimes you won't have something you need at hand, and you say, well, how can I recreate the look with what I have? So that was a dark navy. And then I'm going to add a little bit of sort of a dark, where's my tissue? Here's a dark bronzy green, which I think will help create that charcoaly, smudgy charcoaly look. And the circular motion just helps make it more even looking and not having any like sharp lines. Okay. There, we're getting a little more like charcoal looking. Okay. Up to the crease. The powder does tend to fall off. Okay. It says, this was step 3. It says you can repeat step 3 until you get the required density. Much better to build up gradually. Use your blending brush to make sure you don't have any hard edges. So, do we want to add another layer? How's that looking? In the picture, she actually goes a little bit higher. It's like it goes up higher towards the brow beyond the crease. So I'm going to do that because they don't really say that specifically. But let's do just a little bit more with the dark, I think a combination of the dark green and dark blue is good. So they have it going a little bit more out to here. Okay. There. Getting a little more action out on the sides, a little more drama. I like the, because the 20s eye is very dramatic. All right, and we'll get a little more of the layers going in here. Now we're getting more like it. Okay. A little bit more of the dark green. And I kind of like that out of the color, even though the book says to use all charcoal gray. The fact that we've got some green and blue in here very subtly, I think it makes a more dramatic look. Redo that underneath a little bit to smooth it out. Okay. Okay. There. What do you think? How does that look? Let's blow it off. So you can see where we're going. Okay, step 4. Eyebrows for the 1920s look were quite thin and dark, long and angled down. If you wish, you can just define them well with a small angled brush and a complementary eyeshadow or matte pencil. So for our liner, for our eyebrow liner, we'll use our black sharp. And they're quite dark and thin, so we'll kind of just follow the line we have here. And it says they're angled down, so we'll kind of bring the angle down a little bit. Oops. We'll add a little bit of length, and I'm changing the angle slightly. Go a bit more down. Okay. And by the way, we do have lots of these sheets, and this is pretty hard to erase these. If you goof up, just throw it away and start a new one. All right. Now, it's good to smudge it a little bit because otherwise it looks too harsh. So we're going to take my little smudging tool and just soften this a little bit because we don't want it to look like it was drawn on. Just help soften the brow a little bit. Okay. There, so we've darkened the lid. It's still a thin line. We've got the down angle. All right. So we've got the eyebrow going there. And let's see. Step 5. Apply mascara to the top and bottom lashes. So since we can't apply mascara to the drawing, to the paper, what we do to kind of mimic that is use your sharp liner, whatever color you want. We're just going to do black. And you draw on the lashes, which simulates the look of the mascara. So this is a sort of a heavy mascara look, I would say. Not super heavy, but heavier than a date looks. So we're just going to accentuate the lashes and don't go too far in towards the center because that starts to look funny. And I like to make the outer lashes a little bit extra because it just sort of adds a twinkle to the eye. If you remember, I can't think of her name. Anyways, the actress, and she always had a little extra twinkle to her eye, and I think that was done with makeup. Okay, so we've sort of simulated our mascara there. You can go longer if you want, like if you think they might have a false eyelash, you can go a little bit longer and thicker. Some of these sheets you can actually apply a false eyelash to if you want to. And the underneath mascara is tricky because if you're not careful, you'll get it looking like Twiggy, which you don't want. So very light flecks for the under mascara. And again, don't go too close to the inside. Not the best angle here, but okay, so that's not too bad. Don't forget the corners. You don't want to leave the corners blank. You want the top and the bottom to meet nicely. Okay. Let's see. Put that away. I think I'm going to. What do you think? I think that's not too bad. Okay. Step 6. Apply a subtle dusting of a peachy blusher to the apples of the cheeks. And if you're not sure about the apples of the cheeks, the best way to tell is when you smile, it rises up to the round shape. It's usually right around here. All right. Subtle peachy blusher. So I would say, well, this is the most peachy. It's not exactly subtle. Let's start with the lighter one just to make sure we don't want to go too dark. Maybe mix the light one with this sort of a tan. And you want to go in sort of a upward. I can't even see that. All right. Let's try the orange then. Now we're getting a little more color. Again, it's meant for skin and not paper, so it's not going to be perfect. And always go upward. It helps for the skin. Just you don't want to pull the skin downwards ever. All right, let me blow. All right, so you can see the blusher. That's very nice shade. I think this, so make sure they're even. You don't want them to look one side heavier than the other. And I like when you get to the sides of the face, make a little bit of upward motion, a little bit beyond the cheek, going back towards the ear. It helps with the contouring of the face. Okay. There. Hope that's not too much. All right, so clean up your brush. Now we have got her blusher. Step 7. Line lips with a pencil and apply dark red lipstick to create a well-defined small rosebud to complete the starlet look. If you have a wider mouth, you can still achieve this look. Just don't take your lip line right to the corners. A neutral lip color or gloss also suits this look and brings it more up to date. So as you can see, if you do this look, the dark red definitely looks a little more dated. Here she's got more of a neutral lip color, so you can kind of go wherever you want. But the key, what they meant about not going all the way to the edges, to give that sort of plump, rounder lip look. And the peaks of the lips are defined, which is where your lip pencil comes in handy. Now, what did I just tell you before? I don't have a lip pencil. Oopsie. That's bad on me. So we're going to have to compromise. So I think what we'll do, instead of applying the, see, she's got the rounded lips, so we're going to try to create that look. So I'm going to take this one, which is fairly dark, and with a little brush, I'll try to create that pointed part, since I can't find the lip liner today. So I'm just creating like a little bit of a point. Now you're going to get the lines of her lip on the drawing. There's not much you can do about that. And then we just fill in. Oh, I know what I can do. Since the lines are black, I can use the black. All right, let me do this first. And you can actually do this as well at home, like just because it comes in a container meant to be applied directly to the lips. Feel free to take a little lip brush and get the lipstick that way. And sometimes it just gives you more control, so there's nothing wrong with that. Some people put a different lighter color in this section right here. It's just kind of a highlighter. So it's not exactly the dark red look in the picture, but you get the idea. Alright, so since the lip outline is in black here, which of course you would not use the black lip liner. You would use one that's natural to the color of the lip. But to try to get that little peak, I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if this is going to work. Probably not. We'll see. I'm going to get a little bit, just accentuate the sort of shape a little bit. It's going to look like a mustache. All right, bad idea. Just, you know, just demonstrating that even professionals can miscalculate. All right, well, that's not too bad. I'm kind of trying to blend it in so it's not quite so. Let's see. I kind of wanted a redder lip. Let me try adding some of this. I don't know if this is going to work. This is the pink gloss. So we'll give us. Not really working there. So it's kind of helping to smudge it all together, give a more blended look. All right, to clean that off. And always make sure if you have multiple clients, you always need to clean all your cosmetics and your brushes between every client for sanitary purposes. All right. Well, you don't clean your cosmetics. You clean the tools, the brushes, etc. Bunches. All right, so there we have the lip. And I believe, let's see, that is it. So what they didn't tell you about is her upper upper lid. I think has a little bit of a light shading there, which they left out of the step by step. I would like to add that in because I think it would look a little more natural. So I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use the angled brush for that. And I want to do a pale, I think I will use this pale color here, maybe with a bit of an accent of that one. Because I just want to go right below the brow. It helps accentuate the eye. right below there. Kind of blend in with the charcoal below. It makes the eye pop when you have a light color right below the brow. There we go. You can go all the way into the crease, just don't go past the front of the eyebrow. Okay. That looks good. And I want to add a little bit of an accent of brown right at the crease as well, just a little bit. Okay. And then one little trick, it's not on here, but I do it almost every look, is to add white or a light color, I would say, depending on their skin tone, a very light color. Use the smallest brush possible and take a light, I'm getting a very light, I'm going to choose this one right here. So it'll have a little sparkle to it. And you go right on the inside corner, right there. Just put a little bit there. And what that does is sort of just makes the eye pop even more. Makes you look more awake, more bright-eyed. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Okay. Right there. Now, one thing, if you end up adding shadow and later, like you want to add some more, it can fall onto the mascara. So make sure to, if you want to do a little blow, like a small blower, have them close their eyes and do a small blower to get any loose powder off of the eye, and then reapply a teeny bit more of the mascara, just because the powder always dulls the mascara a little bit. So I'm just going to do a little extra like that, really accentuate the lash. It's beautiful lashes in this look. So there we have it. And we didn't even use like multiple, bronzers or anything like that. This is a very simple cheek and really cute 1920s look. So you can compare to the picture, see how well we did. That's what we were going for. You can grade me. What grade do you give me for my work today? So, you can see that just having a book like this is fun to play with and see how many different looks you can reproduce. And the more you practice, the better you get as well. And as you learn different tricks and tips, you can apply them and modify things, kind of like a recipe. You might follow the recipe exactly when you're baking, but once you get more experience, you can say, oh, it would be nice to throw in some nuts, or oh, I want it a little less sweet or a little more sweet, or, it's the same thing with this. You learn tricks and you don't have to follow patterns exactly. You can do things, adapt them to your own preferences or the client's preferences. All right, well, that's it for today. So take a break and meet back in here in about 10 minutes, and you guys will all have your model sheets at your stations, and you can get to work practicing. And we have different copies of the book, so you can pick this one or you can pick other designs to work on. Actually, I take that back. Let's all do the 20s look, because then at the end of the class we'll put them up on the board and then we can critique them, which you don't have to put your names on it, so nobody has to feel embarrassed. We'll just critique everybody's look and what worked well, what maybe didn't work so well. So that'll be fun. Okay, we'll see you back